I've got the live stream indication.
I've got it almost here on my machine. We are broadcasting live on YouTube. All right, get this out of the way and say to everyone everyone who can hear, we are about to begin. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you.
You still have Rosie spotlighted.
Yes, I'm about to do that. Yes. Come on.
Can't wait till we can do this live and in person.
Okay. We are ready to start our Mother's Day celebration. Welcome, everybody. My name is Dean. We're at Community Church of Boston, and we got a coterie of people behind us here, including Joel Light, including Ed Pazanese, and including Lynn. Dan. That's our physical audience, and you all are our virtual audience. And is this maybe Maura to fill out the Mother's Day complement of amazing women who are with us today? I hope that's Maura who just joined because she said she was going to, and if not, we'll give her some time and we will go ahead and introduce Elise Witt. Elise comes to us from Georgia. I've known Elise for a long time, but not really, because I haven't talked to her in about 30 years and was reintroduced to Elise's music and spirit in one of these wonderful things that are called Daily Antidote of Song at noon every day that you all should know about and join. It's a wonderful respite from your stress-filled day to have the Daily Antidote of Song. And Elise is very involved in that with hundreds of other folks who just come on and share one or two songs each day. And it's a marvelous thing. And Elise, I'm just so glad I got reacquainted by joining on one of those and immediately invited you to come join us for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. And welcome the multi-talented, multilingual Elise Witt and her friend Nancy, whose last name I just forgot. Thanks for being with us, Elise.
You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to our home where there's peace with harmony. Everyone's invited right here to the Community Church of Boston, where there's 102 years of peace and justice and harmony. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring your family and relations where there's peace with harmony. Bring in the ancestors, all the children we help raise in peace with harmony. Here's your part. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sing it again. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Bring your troubles and your trials where there's peace with harmony. Bring your troubles, bring your trials where there's peace with harmony. Lay down your troubles, lay down your trials in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Yeah. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Bring your poems, bring your songs where there's peace with harmony. Bring your stories, your poems, your songs, where there's peace with harmony. Bring your dances, your stories, your poems and songs in peace with harmony. Sing it. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. All right, let's bring it way down. Bring your enemies, bring your fears, where there's peace with harmony. I said, bring your enemies, even your fears, where there's peace with harmony. Bless your enemies, bless your fears in peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. You're invited to our home, where there's peace with harmony. You're invited to our home, where there's peace with harmony. Everyone's invited right here, and we are at the Community Church of Boston, even though I'm in Pine Lake, Georgia, for this sweet peace with harmony. One more time. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Sweet, 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 peace with harmony. Let's really sing it. Sweet, 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 sweet peace with harmony. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So good to be here with you.
Well, folks, we're gonna add a spotlight. Her name is Rosie Amador. Hi, Rosie.
Hello. Thank you
We're
for
gonna
having me.
And on such short notice, this was like
I love
7
it.
a.m., and we're gonna add,
That's
as
right.
if enough, another spotlight of Maura Smiley.
Welcome, Maura.
Oh, so good to see you.
Hi.
And
So
these
good to
Together.
be
This is
here.
wild and amazing. This is my friend Nancy Hartness and Charlie, and they are visiting us from Athens, Georgia. So the four women that you see on screen, we're going to read with Rosie beginning.
Okay. Has it been announced what we're reading?
Dean.
This is the incredible proclamation from 1870 of the great mother hero of us all, Julia Ward Howe. And it's called Mother's Day Proclamation. And it brings together not just motherhood, but end war now, and the importance for all of us for that to happen.
Arise, all women who have hearts, whether your baptism be that of water or tears. Say firmly, we will not have great questions decided by irrelevant agencies. Our husbands shall not come to us, reeking with carnage, for caresses and applause.
Our sons shall not be taken from us to unlearn all that we have been able to teach them of charity, mercy, and patience. We women of one country will be too tender of those of another country to allow our sons to be trained to injure theirs.
From the bosom of the devastated earth, a voice goes up with our own. It says, disarm, disarm. The sword is not the balance of justice. Blood does not wipe out dishonor, nor violence indicate possession.
As men have often forsaken the plow and the anvil at the summons of war, Let women now leave all that may be left of home for a great and earnest day of council. Let them meet first as women to bewail and commemorate the dead. Let them then solemnly take counsel with each other as to the means whereby the great human family can live in peace, each learning after his own time the sacred impress, not of Caesar, but of God.
In the name of womanhood and of humanity, I earnestly ask that a General Congress of Women without limit of nationality may be appointed and held at some place deemed most convenient and at the earliest period consistent with its objects, to promote the alliance of the different nationalities, the amicable settlement of international questions, the great and general interests of peace.
Amen.
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 Amen. Thank you so much for, on short notice, coming on to read that just incredible thing for this very moment. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And to me with mine, who is still asleep because it's 7 a.m. in California or 8 a.m. So she doesn't get to hear this. I've always thought that someday I would take the opportunity to do a special concert on this day that would have all the songs I wouldn't play for my mom. And I have a bunch of them because I have no bones to pick with mom or dad. They raised me right in many ways, and I diverged paths with them, if you will, at some point about certain things like church, and religion. Is that what this is? I don't know. Whatever it is, make it up as you go. Religion or social justice, peace and justice, religion, spirituality, or church, whatever you call it. Anyway, we're going to skip all the churchy stuff that we usually do at this juncture and go straight to our presentation, because Joel has another presentation at a senior center at 1 p.m. And so we want to dispatch him and hear straight from Joel. And I want to thank Ed Pazanis, who's one of our board members who is with us today, who's going to introduce Joel for this Mother's Day celebration. Ed.
Good morning. I'm
Actually, I'm going to spotlight you.
Oh,
Just
okay.
spotlight you like that. There.
Oh, yeah. Good morning. I'm Ed Pesney, as Dean said. Today, Joel Light is going to introduce a program called My Mother, Music and Dementia. Joel has a master's in theater education from the University of Honolulu, is a theater educator and a certified dementia practitioner. Since 2008, he has presented Fill Your Heart with song in senior centers, assisted living facilities, memory cafes, and communities through Greater Boston. Today, Joel will share a short documentary, Songs, Stories, and Movement. Please welcome Joel Light.
Hi, hello, and very happy to be with you. We're going to be doing some sing-along participatory songs after the wonderful film that Dave Walker made, and it celebrates my mom, and a lot of joy that we had together. Even though she had dementia, we still really had lots of good times. The film is called Fill My Heart with Song. It's about 13 minutes, and then we'll discuss it afterwards. So I will let Dean play the film.
That was my son. Happy Mother's Day, Dan. But I need to play the film. We were going to have Joel up on our stage with a remote camera, but we had a little technical glitch here. And so we're sharing the control booth here. Okay, the film. Just gotta find the film. Sorry. I think there. No. No. Ah. Oops. Share screen. Yes, there we go. We're almost there. Here we go. Can you see it?
We can't hear it.
Can't hear
The
it?
one blowing
No.
in the wind?
Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, now.
It is very nice.
No audio.
It reminds me of the song.
What is this?
It's paradise, paradise. It's what I love to see.
Still no
You
audio?
made my life so
Got it
glamorous.
now.
Yes, it's on now.
Me from feeling amorous. Oh, it's wonderful, it's marvelous that you should care for me. Oh, that was beautiful. Very good.
Oh, yes,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My dad, who developed Alzheimer's, he always would enjoy singing songs with me and helping me learn lyrics. And then after he passed, my mom got dementia, and it's gotten worse now, but she still helps me learn songs, and we sing a lot together. Help me pick out and learn a lot of the classic songs I do when I perform for people with dementia.
It's Bye Blackbird. That you think I Blackbird, bye.
Yeah,
You should
it's Bye Bye Blackbird. Do you have any memory with that?
no,
No?
no. It's not that, we got a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your favorite song? What song? Do you have a song you like?
I don't know. I think I was not enough.
Do you like Frank Sinatra?
No,
Do you like Doris Day?
no.
Do you like Julie Andrews?
Julie Andrews.
She was in The Sound of Music.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Bye Blackbird. Take up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird, where somebody waits for me. Sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye, bye. It's so wonderful holding hands with you.
Thank you, it's nice.
We just Mamma Mia. Oh,
It's great,
we're great, honestly.
we are.
We certainly are. You guys, we should stand on the corner and sing, and you call them over coins if they feel throw at us.
That would be fabulous. That would be very nice.
That's right.
Here, let's try it without looking at the words. You ready?
Pick up
All my care and woe, here I go, sing. The lips, the pinks, the tip of the tongue, the lips, the ink, the tip of the tongue, articulate, enunciate, exaggerate. I really like you doing Que Sera, Dan. That's fabulous. And
But the acting one for If I Were a Rich Man is really good.
yeah,
So
that
that's
that should be fun. As in the past, they should come on with the diddle deedle diddle digga digga diddle diddle dum.
And I like the times when we go to places and some of the women will get up and start to dance and you'll go and start to dance with them. And that's really great. And some women are just singing their hearts out to these songs and just know all the words. It's just like it comes back to them. It's just really beautiful to see that. What are some of the great things that you've seen?
Well, when we've done Frank Sinatra songs, they've broken out with little things afterwards like, oh, he's the one with that's all sexy and oh, blue eyes, and they'll have an emotional connection to it. And the second song is also a familiar song. It's a jazz standard, Bye, Bye, Blackbird.
Okay, yeah, we've been working on it. Yeah. And about how fast do you want to take this song?
Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird.
Okay, let's see if I give you a little introduction. Let's go.
You have to
Dean-
stay unmuted.
Dean, stay unmuted. Dean, stay unmuted so we can hear the video.
Just went off.
Yeah.
Okay.
On, off, on, off.
We call this program Fill My Heart with Song, and that's just what we want to do over the next hour. This is Dan.
Hi, guys.
And I'm Joel. And today is a special day because my mom is here, Arlene. So if everybody could give a round of applause because she's my mother. Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. Yes.
And we're going to start with a song that Frank Sinatra made famous. It's called Fly Me to the Moon.
Who doesn't like Frank?
And let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. If I were a bitty rich, one, two, three, stretch your arm, let me go. Ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Got no mansion, got no yacht. Still, I'm happy with what I got. I got the sun in the morning and the moon at night. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow. If I can make it there, I make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New What does it mean, Arlene? Bye bye Blackbird. It's saying goodbye.
That's right.
But you're there. You're going to come back to me.
I am, huh?
Yes. Thank you.
I is Mother.
That's right. You are. And you're going to do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye Blackbird. Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye bye Blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye bye Blackbird. No one here can love and understand me. What are what stories they all hand me? Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. Let's do it again.
Hi, thank you for watching Dave's lovely film. And my mom passed in December, but her spirit really lives on. And I miss her, but I've had so many wonderful memories, and they continue on. I'd like to do a couple of songs with you that we'll start with Bye Bye Blackbird. And It has some hand movement. So if you would try one hand movement, can you see me? Yeah, and then another side, and then I don't know if you can see my arms, but you're gonna get your arms and elbows up and be like a blackbird. Thank you. I see you being like a blackbird, and that's very nice. So it goes, bye, bye,
You ready?
blackbird. I'm ready.
Here we go.
Here we go. Pack up all my cares and woe. Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, so is she. Bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. Once more. Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go, singing low. Bye bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, so is she. Bye bye, blackbird. No one here can love and understand me. Oh, what hard luck stories they all hand me. Make my bed and light the light. I'll arrive late tonight. Blackbird, I thank you. You know, I hear a little echo because I think people are, I really would love you to sing and move, and that's why we're doing it. But maybe people shouldn't have their mics on because of the delay and being on Zoom. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then here's another song. It's Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. This makes me feel good. It's a nice way to wake up and enjoy ourselves. It's
Sorry, did I get ahead of you?
You did.
Sorry.
It's not
Hey.
Oh,
Sleep in heavenly peace. No, I'm just kidding.
oh, what a beautiful
That's another kind of bye-bye.
Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day. Thank you for joining in. And we may do a third one. We could also just talk about the film. We want to do one more song?
Oh, well, just mostly thanks for sharing Mom with us.
Oh,
That's
sure.
what I say. That's just remarkable. And
Bringing it
We're
back
all
to
going
the-
that way, and I had this thought,
Assumptions done later.
we'll be able to recognize when we're lost in La La Land in the Alzheimer's Center, and it won't be these. It'll be like,
Carl will never
come
go
on,
there.
baby, light my fire.
Old people song.
Well, it depends on
Request night.
requests. I
Yeah,
just
but
want
that's
to.
when we get old. Talking
What?
about generation in the old folks home. From the
right.
book. Hope I
I-
die before I get old.
And there's no reason that you can't have a lot of joy and still have memory challenges. It's very, very
Music is
important
one of
and
the
very.
best memory aids, though. It's one of the very strong mnemonics.
Yes, it's very
Much
powerful.
more so than Proust's Madeleines. Smell is not as good at jolting memories as music. And I like the Oliver Sacks quote in the beginning. He talked about in some illnesses, people get unmusicked. I've had that experience. It's sort of you get unplugged. He was a
This is-
very, very interesting and creative doctor.
Joan Livingston talking to us
Yes,
here. Hi,
The
Joan.
talking person.
Yeah.
Hi, Joan.
Hi there. Like your
Shall
stuff.
we do
And-
one more song? Joel
Your mom's
needs.
question about
to
Bye
get
Bye
to-
Birdie. What was, Bye Bye Blackbird? What does it mean? She wants to know what it means.
Oh, okay. What does Bye? It, for me, it talks
Yeah.
about, being peaceful and going.
Bird singing in the
I
dead
don't
of
know. How about you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. The other Blackbird song, Blackbird
night.
singing in the dead of night.
McCartney, Blackbird singing in the dead of
Dead of
night.
Oh, that's
night,
beautiful.
Raise
it's
those little wings and learn to fly. All your
Oh.
life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive.
Different
Blackbird. It
Blackbird
says that's
altogether.
encouraging. Go and play,
Beautiful
go and
song.
fly. Not bye-bye, but let's go play. That's always the happy message. Let's go play.
Yes. Any other comments like that on the film or in general?
I think it's funny that your mom wasn't interested in Frank Sinatra, but you got him in there.
Yes.
Got to fly her up to Jupiter, huh? It's a big
Mhm.
universe, big galaxy.
Fly me to the moon.
That was a very strong response by so many people. Hardwired, right?
Yes.
For every
Yes.
generation, there are different hardwires, but obviously, as ancient as I am, I'm not that old, but I've been exposed to all the Sinatra too. But it's,
Yeah.
you know, that hope that, you know, talking about my generation in the old folks home. How many people will get Pink Floyd, you
here's-
know?
Well,
Jimi
here's
Hendrix.
another. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's another song that I hope you'll recognize. It's called High Hopes. It's about doing the seemingly impossible, and we can. I would like some movements with this song too. So I'm going to ask you if you all would just put your hands up and do a silent applause by wiggling your fingers
That's the
like
quicker-
that.
Yep.
And when you can put your hands down, and then when you hear high hopes, you're going to put your hands up. So he's
Yeah.
got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So we're going to do high hopes.
Here we go.
Is that Depression era?
Oh, we're going to start from the beginning. Oh, can we start at the?
Oh,
Yeah.
start over?
Oh, yeah, please.
I started right where you
Yeah, we're
wanted.
gonna do
Okay,
a couple
once
of
more.
verses, and the first one
Here we
deals
go.
with an and.
Okay. Yes?
Yes. you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned. So look around. Just what makes that little ant think he'll move a rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky. So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Ram. When troubles call and your back's to the wall, there's a lot to be learned. That wall could fall. Once there was a silly old ram, thought he'd punch a hole in a dam. No one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam 'cause he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky. Hope so. Anytime you're feeling bad, instead of feeling sad, just remember that ram. Oops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam. Oops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam. So keep your high hopes, keep your high hopes, keep those high apple pie in the sky. Hopes of problems, just a toy balloon. They'll be bursting soon, they're just bound to go pop. Oops, there goes another problem kerplop. Oops, there goes another problem kerplop. Kerplop. Dean, thank you.
Joel, thank you. Everybody thanks you.
Oh,
I'm
well, good.
glad you were able to make it and that we could jigger the program around so you could get to your gig.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll be with a lot of mothers soon at a lovely, lovely dementia facility called Spring House in Boston. And just another plug in, Dave Walker is doing many wonderful films. And I was so happy he was able to honor my mother and show people who have dementia with just looking so good and just, you know, so thank you. And thank you, Dean and community church.
We'll have to contact Dave Walker and see some more of his films. We've had a bunch of different filmmakers recently, you know, on the issues of peace and justice and social change.
Dorothy and Ludiga both have had their hands up. I think they wanted to ask you something before you leave, Joel.
Oh, okay.
Go
ahead, Dorothy.
Sure.
Dorothy, where are you? Let me find Dorothy.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Hi, Dorothy.
Joel. Hi, Joel. And thank you. And I've been distressed, as many people have, about what happened in nursing homes and I've been learning that many people can't afford assisted living places, so they have to be in nursing homes. So I'm interested in your general understanding. And I think there's clearly the place your mother was very good. You talk about another one, but there are so many of them that are developing. And I worry about the quality and particularly about the medical care, that our regulations in our state do not allow nursing homes to have nurses help you with some important things. So I'm aware of a piece of legislation that could change that. And hopefully the nursing homes won't resist it, because if you're in assisted living, you might need an injection, you might need certain kind of pills, and those things aren't permitted to be given in nursing home, in assisted living. So there definitely are problems with assisted living, and I'm not comfortable I'm glad I was able to say my opinion about that and to say that there is a bill if anyone wants to find out about it and how they can push it forward. And I know that the organization called the Dignity Alliance of Massachusetts is very good, and it's going to endorse this bill and other bills that we need to have changed. We need to have the elder care better than it is.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
agree, Joel, do you agree, or do you
I
have a
do,
good
but
say about
I
it?
question a lot of assisted livings. You can live your whole life and age in place and pass. And I know where my mother was, you could get injections and medications and things, and there was a nurse present. So I think it depends on the facility, and you're right. I mean, it does cost. Visiting Nurses Association at least has a good facility in Cambridge and Somerville. So it's very difficult to find good care, and it does cost some money.
Yes, and I think you may have to pay extra for any medical care that you get because the regulations are quite strict and they need to be changed. Otherwise, you can be neglected and harmed in assisted living. I'm glad that you know some good facilities, but I think we need to do something to change them, don't you? To make them better.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And it was, yep, exactly. And some of them really came to highlight during the COVID crisis. So that was just terrible. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rudiger Falk, did you have something you wanted to add? You had your hand up.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm not familiar with necessarily with assisting living and this kind of things, but I want to contribute a little bit, which I've missed in this presentation, basically, the change of attitudes. One thing is just a brief introduction. My mother was born 27, and she had children, loved them. She didn't want to have children, but she loved them when they were born. For example, me, that's fine. And I was very greatly, I'm very grateful for her and for education and all of this, very much love from her. But what she created was a family where the male had a more intensive intention to start a family. So my brother has one child and I have two children, and my two sisters, they were kind of different, prohibited to have children. And so it changed. So it changed the attitude. Sorry, again?
Why?
My older sister was said, oh, you have to, she was very intelligent. Okay, so you have to get a medical doctor minimum. And so she got into education, and then eventually didn't trust my mother when she was pregnant. And then she went to a community and they decided against the child and she aborted the child. So that's one thing. And the other one was very young, and my mother, instead of to go to assisting living, she kept my youngest sister kind of slave or as an assistant daycare person, and she was not able to find a partner up to today and cannot live by her own, has a cleaning lady and all of this. And yeah, I don't see that she will have a child. And so the daycare person, and I know my brother, for example, wanted to have two children. Now, so another child, not one child. And my experience, which I said to my new wife, Jacqueline, which is the most a tremendous emotional connection which you can have in your life, including your love partner, is to have a child. So I'm absolutely positive on it. So I feel it's kind of my day today, but nevertheless, so I'm a full day father and take care about my daughter while my wife is working.
as Joel scoots off to the train to catch his gig on time, we thank you again for joining us and for sharing that beautiful video. And we continue with
My mother.
a couple of things. I'm sorry, Rudiger.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Joel just had to scoot, and so I just wanted to thank Joel and say goodbye to him. I'm sorry if I interrupted you, but please go ahead. If it was a question directed to Joel, he'll be out the door. But
my question or my thing is that he could engage his client or the people to write memoirs, because the memoirs of women are very important.
Yes.
And they are mostly written still by men. So if he can emphasize this, that's all what I want to tell him.
Oh, that's excellent. And memoir writing and other storytelling especially can be very powerful and very significant.
Correct.
And
Thank
even
you.
part of community church oral histories is very important. We just had Michael Sheridan who spoke here. He's a documentarian, and I am actually thinking of taking a course with Michael about oral histories and filming documentaries. It's so we want to take advantage of the presence of Elise Witt with us. And Elise, will you do a couple of numbers? And I hope I didn't mess you up by switching things around so Joel could be off to his gig.
Dean, this was the order I was expecting. So thank you. And thank you for that powerful film. I was just going to ask you to maybe mute everyone so that we don't have interference with sound. Thanks, everybody. You can mute yourselves, or Dean can do that. But inspired by Joel's film, I wanted to do a song that I wrote, and it has a part for you to sing along. And the part, your words are, I remember you. So like this.
In every hand that fights to right an old wrong, in every child who learns to sing a new song, in every hand that helps another to rise, in every child who reaches up to the skies, I do, I remember I remember you. And when the mountain seems too steep, you remind me of the dream we keep. And when the day becomes too long, you remind me to sing a new song. And I do, and I do, I remember you. I remember you. And when the job gets to getting too tough, you remind me that one's not enough. And when I think I can do it alone, you remind me my heart's not a stone. And I do, I remember you. I do, I remember you. In every hand that opens toward me in love, in every child who spreads her wings like a dove, in every hand that crosses over the line, in every child who learns to speak her own
Thank you. I can almost hear you all singing. I can especially hear my friend Carol Birch Brown in Blacksburg, Virginia. I'm so glad that you joined us, Carol. She may even be playing her ukulele, and I can see you all that have your cameras on singing. So thank you all so much. I wanted to do another song. This is a little more low-key, a little jazzy. I wish that I was live with Dean so that he could play along with me, but
Let's make that happen soon.
absolutely. So you all sing and play wherever you are. Like my tongue to the word, I know I am heard. Like my ear to the tune, you are now, you are soon. Like a curl to my hair, I know we'll be there. Like my foot to the walk, I know I can talk with you. Like a cloud to the rain, you're my weather vane. Like a root to the earth, I know what it's worth. Like my hand to the glove, I'm surrounded by love. Like my breath to the air, I know heaven is where we are. La, 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 like my tongue to the word, I know I am heard. Like my ear to the tune, you are now, you are soon. Like a curl to my hair, I know we'll be there. Like my foot to the walk, I know I can talk with you. Like a cloud to the rain, you're my weather vane. Like a root to the earth, I know what it's worth. Like my hand to the glove, I'm surrounded by love. Like my breath to the air, I know heaven is where we are. I know heaven is where we are.
My goodness, what a lovely song.
Thank you, Dean.
Elise, I was just having a conversation with Joel about whether or not I believed in heaven or hell. And basically I said, yes, I believe in heaven. It's here, it's now, and it's very, very wow. I say that just because of Mom, who's still with us, and I'll be on a Zoom with her at 6 p.m. And she's starting to go the way of Joel's mom, but still quite with us in many ways, and lives with my sister in California. I want to tell folks that we have a new newsletter, and it's the first one that we've splurged. We didn't realize it was that less more expensive. Is that, I didn't say that right. It's not that much more expensive than black and white, and it's in full color. This is today's program right there. And it has about 6 more programs that are left in our season. And it also has an announcement about our annual meeting, June 12th, which is 1 p.m. We elect our new officers. It also has a memorial for Carolyn Poinelli, our very, very active member who passed away in March, and we'll be celebrating her life July 10th. And I just send a shout out to Crystal Rollins Jackson. She is our publications manager and office manager And she puts together these newsletters that just look so beautiful. And I started this thing, which was to contact all of the presenters that we have, and ask and send them the newsletter electronically and ask them to go through it and make sure that we didn't make any mistakes, because it's too late anyway, because it's published, but it's a good way to connect with all the presenters. And it occurs to me that, every time we do this, it's every 2 months, we have, including speakers and musicians, about maybe 15, between 15 and 20 presenters every 2 months that we feature. And that's how we're very different. You don't have to listen to some boring preacher every Sunday. And yes, you have to listen to Dean blather and bloviate a little bit, but in the spirit of that, I want to tell you about next week, because I am going to make a point of not saying a word next Sunday, because we have two fabulous presenters. One is Iraq Ernesto Arroyo, who is just an incredible hip hop artist from amazing family, a political family. His father is Felix Arroyo, who was on the school council and also who was on the city council, and now is the register of probate. And his brother is Ricardo Arroyo, who is now on the city council, is running for district attorney of Suffolk County. And so that'll be just a really wonderful thing. This is a marvelous spiritual force of nature. And the other presenter is Andy Davis, who was with his partner, Andrea Walsh, the director of the World Fellowship Center for about 20 years. They have just stepped down from a marvelous run directing that Peace and Justice Summer Hangout up in New Hampshire. And Andy is a storyteller. So the two of them are going to do the whole program. And I promise that I'm not going to do anything for that entire day, as a way to encourage other people who want to step up and be the MC, and as a way to encourage an idea I presented to the board, which is to have different figures like Iraq or Andy or other just marvelous voices take the MC position, which I've sort of not wanted to hog, but have done during this whole COVID thing while we have not been meeting in this auditorium. But I want to tell you that we are meeting here. We just had a Dylan Buston concert this past Friday, and it went really marvelously, although the technical issues were a little bit overwhelming, and we have decided to make the YouTube private. And we're going to do a do-over for Dylan, because he's somebody just so worth having as a badge of honor on our YouTube channel. Dylan Buston, songwriter, storyteller, playwright. He was with us Friday. We had a small audience of physical people here, and we had about 30 people on Zoom and another 60 who have watched it on the YouTube, which we just took down because of the technical microphone issues, and we'll do again sometime soon. So next Sunday, Iraq Arroyo and Andy Davis, and on. If you want a copy of this, put your email or your address. It can be both physical or email in the chat, and we'll transcribe it and get you on the list to receive this beautiful list of stuff. We have a talk by Dr. Ignacio Castuera on William James, the philosopher, and Alfred North Whitehead on the subject of heaven and hell. And they'll be talking about if they believe in life after death. We have Madeline Holmes talking about Hiroshima sister city initiatives all over the world. She wrote a book about that. Music by Lisa Redfern. We have Matthew Ho on Memorial Day talking about, is there a purpose for Memorial Day? Music by Magpie. We have Jonathan Katz, who's an author, wrote a biography of this guy, General Smedley Butler. War is a Racket. You heard of him? He was a Marine general and almost became commandant, but his words of criticism about US imperialism in the Caribbean and Central America made him be passed up as commandant. We also have Leonard Lerman, who's a classical composer who will, with his wife Helene Spearman, share selections from two operas that he has written. One is about Sacco and Vanzetti, our sort of martyr patron saints. You see the Vanzetti plaque in the back here. We have them in our DNA. Right when our church was founded was right when that case happened, 1920, and they were executed in 27, and our church got really active, involved in defense of Sacco and Vanzetti. So that should be great. That's June 12th. All kinds of stuff. And we end our program, our season on Juneteenth. We already have a big, enormous banner on our windows celebrating and announcing our Juneteenth program. The speaker is named Gregory Williams, and the topic is Slavery and Segregation in Antebellum, Massachusetts, the Law of Shaw. And we music by Matt Callahan, Yvonne Moore, who just released a CD about of anti-slavery, what's it called, abolitionist songs. So big full program. Who's needs to be unmuted? I'm going through to find the toilet sounds that are going on there. Oh, Kevin, shame on you. So I'm almost done with my little monologue here. And I want to tell you about the most moving thing, an interview I heard this morning. This woman is an author also. Her name is Anna Malika Tubbs. And the book she wrote is called Three Mothers. And the three mothers are the mother of MLK. And I want to tell you, I had no idea that this happened. Her name was Alberta King. And her son predeceased her. And she was murdered in the church where Martin Luther King had come up and where King Sr. was. A madman came looking for King Sr. and murdered her while she was playing the organ. It just like, I had no idea that that had happened to Martin Luther King Jr.'s mother. And then there's the second mother, which is the mother of Malcolm X. And Malcolm X, who was from Grenada, and his mother was named Louise Little. And this author, who you can find in a TED Talk, talked about Louise Little. Fierce independent spirit moves to Montreal to follow her grandparents there. I'm sorry, her grandparents were slaves in Grenada. She was a follower of Marcus Garvey, a Garveyist, Louise Little. And the one that most impressed me was named Bertus Baldwin, the mother of James Baldwin. James was her oldest son, and James never knew who his father was, but his stepfather, who Bertus Baldwin married, was an angry preacher in Harlem and abusive. And his name was David Baldwin, and he was consumed by wrath, and he took it out on his wife and his stepchildren, and he died. And Bertus asked the children and James to forgive their father and their stepfather, because she knew about what he had lived through and the reasons for that wrath and that anger. This is a marvelous book, and I'm going to order it. It's called Three Mothers by Anna Malika Tubbs. I really want to dig deeper, and you can also find her TED Talk as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's only 12:07, so if there's anyone else, I see that Kevin is raised. Spotlight you, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm
And-
gonna, yeah, it's a very simple question.
Some
I
more
just-
Q&A.
This Jonathan Katz, the author of this book, Gangsters of Capitalism, which I've read, is he going to be present at the church community, physically present, or is he going to be on a Zoom call?
Jonathan Katz will be on a Zoom call. Yes, he lives
Oh.
in Maryland.
Oh, he lives in, okay, all right, I understand, thanks. Thank you.
The date for Jonathan is June 5th. Looking forward to that very much. And let's see, who's the musician? That is David Roth,
Right.
joining Jonathan Katz on June 5th. All kinds of great players joining us. Anybody else?
There's another hand raised, the
Another hand.
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Hey, Galaxy.
Yeah, I
Your
don't know,
stand.
Charlie. This is me, and it's weird how every time I have to come in, my name doesn't show up. So you would think
Who
I'd be
is it?
stuck here. I need to work on that.
Oh, is Dan the Bagel Man?
Yes, and it's
Let
always
me read-
comes up.
I'm going to rename you.
Okay.
What
That's
you
only
need to do
temporary, though.
To name yourself.
Dan, talk to me sometime. We'll figure it out.
Charlie will
Okay.
definitely help you with that.
Okay, but yeah, Galaxy. Speaking of that, it's Mother's Day, and two things on that. Yes, my mother passed away a year ago in March, and I miss her still. But I look at the future, and I have no kids. And I look at the future. Why do we want to bring more kids on the planet Earth? It's nothing against mothers, but it's something I decided I don't need to do unless I adopt kids. Humans are too many on Earth, too many humans. And when you start thinking of the future, not the past. So the way to go, I think, is not to have children, to adopt if you want kids. There are a lot of kids out there who don't have parents, who need family. And we don't in this country. We actually, all the people right now who are coming out against abortion, against abortion, do they adopt? Probably not. It's sad. They're talking about, keeping the kids, but will they adopt those children? So I think we need to think of the future and a country where we don't have as many children. With climate change happening and the economy about to crash soon, I think we need to look at the future. And why bring children into the world if we don't have to for a better world? Or, I don't know, I think it's not fair. So I just want to bring those comments out there, people to think about. And yes, I do miss my mother. I had a good mother. I was very lucky. I was fortunate. A lot of people aren't so fortunate. So sorry about that. Okay, folks, I'm going back to my peanut butter and jelly making sandwiches for Copley for later. Ciao.
Thanks, Dan the Bagel Man, who is making sandwiches for homeless people in Copley Square. And anybody want to respond to that? I mean, this is a dark moment in the history of women's freedom in this country. But I will dispute one thing that Dan said, which is that, I have a sister and brother-in-law who are radically anti-abortion, and I won't say pro-life because I don't care for that description, because a lot of people who say they're pro-life are pro the death penalty. But I will say that my sister takes care of kids all the time, is not in a position to adopt, but takes care of disabled kids. And I love her, and she's a great mom, and she's drunk the Kool-Aid that has turned that into such a huge, horrible wedge issue in this country. And I want to say something else, which is that in our archives at Community Church of Boston, there's a publication by a I'm going to get myself out of the sunlight. We have this skylight up here that shines sun in. A publication by a physician named Mildred Jefferson, and it was published in 1973. Mildred Jefferson was the first African-American surgeon at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. And she was very much against Roe v. Wade, and gave a talk then probably to like 500 or 600 people who were at community church at that time in a big auditorium. And at that time, the community church considered it an important enough address that they published it and sold it, or published it as a pamphlet. It speaks to something that we've done a number of times, especially Donald Lothrop, who was a minister for 39 years. He specifically wanted to hear from people who disagreed. It reminds me of Pete Seeger, who always said that: love your enemies, they point out your faults to you. Learn to talk to those who you don't agree with. It's a hard thing to do. Most people want to just have people who will preach to the choir. But community church did it several times. Lothrop, I'll tell you that he was dragged in front of the House Un-American Activities Committee of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the 50s. And he gave a fiery speech that actually ended that committee's life. It was so effective. But he also invited members of that committee to come and speak at community church. They did not accept the invitation. Oh, that would be a conflict of interest of some kind. But it speaks to something amazing about Lothrop and about this church. And we are now an auditorium full of books, and we're slowly disposing of sending books to different repositories. We inherited a mountain of books from Bob Datilio, and we're going to keep the very best ones. There's a lot of books, and I invite all of you to, when you feel safe, to come down here and enjoy our collection of books, and help us decide how we're going to make this into a library, and which books to keep for our own library, and which to send to thrift stores, or to sell to a book dealer, or to sell on the street in front of community church. Lots of possibilities. What else do I have to say? Just that we received.
Dean, can I interrupt for 1 second?
One interruption from Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, interesting enough. Jane, she's not, I don't remember this church. She helped me out yesterday, and Jane is a very good Christian or Catholic, very religious, but very political. She was Boston May Day. She is handing out flyers at Park Street, handled a big sign for weeks before the May Day rally. She is not pro-choice. She's for abortion. She's anti-abortion. And I have a compatriot. So some people I know, you're right, are on the other side of the issue. So I respect that. And I've respected that we're not on the same. For years, there have been protesters on the left who are mixed on this issue. We're divided on this issue. And I think the idea is we have to understand that, respect them. I respect Jane. I respect Patrick, who's a Republican, who comes eat food for me, who's got housing now and a job. He was homeless for a while. And he spouts things that I don't agree with, but I don't fight him. I don't fight a lot of people who come out and spout by me who know me, because you're not going to win. Not with these people. And so, yes, I respect a woman's choice, but that's not my choice. I respect them, and I agree with the pro-choice people. That's my view, but I have nothing against people who are on the other side, who are good people in most ways, and in most issues, a lot of them. It's definitely an issue that divides people. So I'll try my part to build bridges, not walls. Thank you, Dean.
That would be Jane Binkard, am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Who is around the church quite a bit, but has said, I won't join because I'm a Christian, which, to each their own. You're allowed to be a two-time member of this church and some other church. Lots of people are. Our board members, Judith and David, are very active in a synagogue, and have been members of community church for many decades. So it's a beautiful thing that I've been going through the archives and collecting for the sake of a brochure we're going to put together for our 100th, and we're still celebrating the 100th, even though it's 102nd, because our 100th got rained on by COVID. So we get to celebrate a lot more, and we're having a wonderful gallery display in the fall of the paintings of Diane Esmond, and we're doing some new publications and brochures. But one thing you find this many treatises by ministers and by other historians about what is community church, what is community church, what is community church, and there's so many of them that you finally conclude it's make it up as you go. And what I add to that discussion is, this is the church. This is the church, and this is me preaching, and I'm not the preacher. I'm just the tech guy. This is a church that is not obsessed with its own self-importance, which puts us out of sync with all the major Judeo-Christian religions. That, what is the word? Hubris, yes. And to that purpose, we have made a proclamation, which is that our highest of high holidays is April Fool's Day. So there you have it. Hey, how about one more song from Elise Witt, who I'm just so glad we have reconnected, Elise, and I hope you will come back and sing a lot here.
Thanks, Dean. I have a song to wrap all this up.
Thank you.
Again,
Yes.
it has a part for you to sing. Please do. This is the solution to everything. Can you feel it? Feel what love will do. Can you feel it? Feel what love will do. Can you feel it? Feel what love will do. Love, sweet love, only love will do. That's y'all's part. Love, sweet love, only love will do. Love, sweet love, only love will do. Sly little devil on one shoulder whispering in my ear. Angel on the other tells me what I need to hear. The choice is mine, it's abundantly clear. Act out of love or act out of fear. If we can't feel it, what love will do, can you feel? What love will do, can you feel? What love will do, love, sweet love, only love will do. Love, sweet love, only love will do. Come on, people, are we listening to that devil in our ear? Distracting our attention to the love we got right here. On earth we hold a delicate balance in our hand. Let fear defeat us, or can we take a stand? Or can we feel what love will do? Can you feel what love will do? Can we feel what love will do? Love, sweet love, only love will do. Love, sweet love, only love will do. Love, sweet love, only love will do. Only love, it's the only thing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for singing in your homes. Maybe someday we'll be able to sing together. I do come to Boston often because I have many friends there, including Dean and Rosie and Brian and the whole Solicanto community. And everyone. My cousin lives in Carlisle, and my sister lives in Florence in Western Massachusetts. So hope to be live with you all in person. Thanks again, Dean, so much for inviting me. And thank you, Nancy, for joining all the way from Athens, Georgia.
Yeah,
So
Nancy.
we are coming to you all from Pine Lake, Georgia.
Oh, yeah. All right. Elise, it was a treat having you.
Thank you.
And everybody, I hope you have a great week and a happy Mother's Day. And I hope you are able to come down to the church sometime. I'm starting a new tradition. I don't know if you know this, but Donald Lothrop, the minister for 39 years or so, used to make meatloaf every Wednesday night. Meatloaf and People's Forum, and they had a lot of different speakers, and they had a dinner. Well, we got a variant of that. We realized that on Wednesdays there are pupusas for sale at $1 a piece in Chelsea at a restaurant that's right next to Luis's, where Luis lives. And so he brings a mess of them in on Wednesday. So we are declaring Wednesday Pupusa Palooza. And we'll have them, and we hope that people will come and have lunch with us. With Crystal and I are here, and sometimes TJ, our maintenance man, and anyone else. We are receiving lots of different people. This past week, we had an official from the city of Boston who wanted to do a site visit. Some of you know that we got a really generous grant from the city of Boston's Community Preservation Act to do historic preservation work. And it starts with replacing our roof. And next year goes on from there. And we also have had visits from a lot of different people like Lee Underwood. Lee is one of our members behind bars who was released and is now with us and stops in frequently. And I hope you get to meet him sometime soon. He's a terrific guy and really wants to be a part of this community. And we have Jerry Kaplan, who spends 3 days a week here curating the Bob Datilio collection of research on Sacco and Vanzetti. And he's still working hard at that and preparing materials to be presented to a repository like Boston Public Library and the Labadie collection at UMass, Michigan, Ann Arbor, and the anarchist collection at NYU. So all kinds of visitors, and we're glad to receive you and serve you some pupusas, okay? So come see us sometime really soon. And if you never have, you can sign our membership register while you're here and become a member of Community Church and get more involved in our decision-making and our efforts to figure out what we're going to do with this beautiful 5-story building and how we're going to make its future come about. Folks, this is maybe the record earliest that we've finished. I remember the record latest. It was Daniel Ellsberg last December when we gave him the award. Not December, a year and a half ago, December, and he went on for 3 hours, and we were in rapt attention the whole time. So now we have an hour and a half all the way to 3 hours. We are a movable feast, don't you think? And we were able to change things up so that Joel could get on his way, and that's a beautiful thing. Anybody else want to say hello? I want to make a couple last announcements. Oh, was there one person? Let's see, who would that be? Would that be Ron? Hey, Ron, unmute thyself. Unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello.
I hear you.
I got here finally.
All right. Would you have any words of wisdom to impart with us on this Mother's Day?
Eat meatloaf.
Eat meatloaf. Eat pupusas.
Pupusas.
Eat meatloaf in memory of Donald Lothrop. Yeah. Okay, so if there's anybody else, let me read this announcement to you. May 24th, we have a July 26th event celebrating Cuba and celebrating the brigade that just went down there. This will be a report back from them. It just so happens that is my birthday, and the next day is Luis's birthday, and the next day after that is Lee Underwood's birthday. So we're going to have a ballyhoo that night. Will you come and enjoy our birthdays, and also enjoy Cuba and the eyewitness from the International May Day Brigade that just went down, and we'll be back by then. Among them is a young woman named Kala, who came and visited us on one of our visiting days. She's a high school student at Windsor School, and she's on fire with peace and justice. And it was really great to receive her and hear about her. She was just on her way to Cuba. She graduated early to be able to take this trip from the Windsor School. Another announcement, again, this is War is a Racket, June 5th. Jonathan Katz, his biography is called, what's it called? What's the name of it? I'll tell you the name of Jonathan Katz's biography of Smedley Butler. It's called Gangsters of Capitalism. Join us on June 5th for that. All right. Shall we press the